This is where it all started for Kith and BMW, if you want to start like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Ronnie, thanks for opening your doors to your magnificent private collection. Can you talk to us about these beauties over here?
Yeah, so this is the E30 M3 that started our wonderful relationship. When we first started working and BMW helped me rebuild the M3, I started to become obsessed with the car. And that's when I found the beautiful convertible E30 M3, which I haven't seen anyone in the country with this car. You know, driving a manual E30 M3 is like almost like driving like a go-kart, you know? And these are all brand new cars rebuilt to the screw. And here is the Evo version of the E30 M3 that I really love. The lightweight, very fast. I've driven this car the least only because I want to keep it super mint. I also got an E36 and rebuilt an E36 in the same spec.
I've rarely seen vehicles in such pristine condition. Can you talk a little bit about the refurbishment process?
Yeah, so we work with this gentleman. His name is Marcus, and he's so meticulous about how he rebuilds engines. The process of how he takes the engine apart and the whole car, obviously, but to the screw. And there's this photo of like a table with all the pieces of the engine. And it takes him about 14 to 15 months to rebuild a car. So it's a lengthy process. In thinking about the modern first M version of an electric car, which is the i4 M50, I wanted to bridge the gap. And it was actually the 50th anniversary of the concept car. So the 1602 and the 2002, which many people know as one of the more iconic bodies, I thought it would be really important to showcase this car like an electric car, like today's electric cars. So, and this moment is really, I think, special for people who are 1602 and 2002 lovers, is seeing, you know, the batteries that were placed in this car. There's one in the hood, in the front of the car, and one in the trunk. It lasts a little over 130 miles. This version basically was to bridge the gap between the old and new, from a concept car to the actual creation of the electric cars. I don't think anyone really knows that this is the only electric manual car. And the way it works, it's pretty phenomenal how seamless and how incredible the transition is between gears using the clutch. So there actually is an active clutch and in the gear shifter for this car, which is electric, which I think is pretty remarkable. One of my favorites of all time is the 850, specifically the CSI. It's a jet, you know, it's like when you turn this engine on, it literally, when you're in the car, it sounds like when planes turn their engine on. This to me was, when this car first came out, I felt like from a luxury sport perspective, there wasn't a better car on the market. Mm-hmm. And what the 850 stood for, it was like so limited in the people that had it. So when you'd see it, like when you'd spot it, the CSI was the one to have. Mm-hmm. You know, what I love most about this car is the interior. So, and I think that that's what separates this modern sport luxury vehicle from other sport luxury vehicles.
And I know all of these vehicles are in showroom condition, but I also know you're a very spirited driver.
The most important part of collecting for me is not for showcasing it, you know, but these are cars that I drive every day. I fell in love with the driving experience of some of these older cars because it brings me back to my childhood. And also like this analog feel of driving these cars. These are cars that you drive. You know, in today's world, the car drives you, and all these cars are manual. So it's a very different driving experience. The way that I have always thought about BMW is almost like the art, perspective, and the aesthetic DNA of the brand. Obviously the design of the bodies of these cars, but also color. Cinnabar red is so important. That's why you're seeing so many of the cars here in that red. Actually, I'm the only one that owns the M4 in Cinnabar red. From Cinnabar red to being able to create a new color in Vitality green to then Techno Violet, which was such an important color. The M1 story is pretty special because for BMW, this is obviously one of the best looking cars that I think the brand has ever worked on. When I worked on the XM, I started to think about what that car stood for, and it was the only one-off M car, you know, where there weren't any other versions. It was only an M car. So back then, that was the same story for the M1, right? Not so easy to drive. Pedals are really close together, stiff clutch, very stiff steering. But when it warms up, it's really special.
You have a lot of very beautiful cars here. Which one puts the biggest smile on your face right now?
Most unexpected answer you'll hear, and probably anybody watching this will hear, will be the Z3M. I just got it about a week ago, and I've been driving that around for a few days now, and that is definitely the most fun I've ever had. It's like such a fast car, the E46 engine, and over 300 horsepower in such a little car.
So Lily had a healthy obsession with BMW. Have you got any special projects that you might share that are coming up?
So there's a project that we're currently working on at the moment in Germany, rebuilding a special car that I don't want to mention just yet, but let's just say it's going to be another color story for a very special car that isn't in the collection at the moment. The idea is to have a collection that stands for the breadth of the brand. So like I can experience different eras. When you work with the brand as closely as I have, like it became an obsession for me to understand all facets of the world of BMW and what they built.
Thanks for sharing, giving us an insight into your collection and being part of the BMW family.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.